You're on.
How things, guys? So we have got Live 11 here. I'm in the office. Sean is in his office, and Owen is in his office. So, guys, what we got on today is Owen Gallagher, and we're going to talk to him about how he went from being a broke-ass PT, maxing out his credit cards, all the way up to having a gym of his own, which operates over 80 grand a year, and he's loving life.
What's the story, guys?
What's up? I'm just going to say hello quickly because I'm suffering bad with a very rare case of man flu, which would kill a mere mortal. But, you know, Jay's going to be able to take over. One thing I want to say just before we get into the meat and bones of this shit is if you've got questions for Owen and you want to know like how he did it, or you have any questions about how he got started or anything like that, stick him into the box and we'll call out the questions so that Owen can answer them. And also, Owen actually has an opportunity as well for someone to join his team because his gym is expanding and growing. And he's going to be talking about that probably in the middle and the end of this interview. So stay tuned. If you're looking to get placed in the industry in a fast-paced, awesome personal training gym, that's a great opportunity for you. So listen up. He's going to tell you how you can get involved in that. All right. So dudes, take it away.
Cool, beans. So Owen, listen, I suppose we go right back to the beginning. Tell us, even before you got into the fitness industry, what was going on that led you into the fitness industry?
Okay, so I suppose I played team sport for probably since I was about 5. I suppose GAA, soccer, and then all the way up into secondary school playing rugby. And then I got injured, obviously, towards the end of 5th and 6th year, going into 6th year. And that I had to stop playing sport then. I suppose then after that I put a considerable amount of weight on because I couldn't actually do what I was doing that I saw for years previous, and kind of just still eating that way. And then I suppose where fitness came into it was that I gained a lot of weight, and I had, I suppose, felt very self-conscious and overwhelmed about the idea about going back into a gym. I suppose being a part of a team environment my whole life, I kind of felt that I was a bit excluded from the group then once I kind of had to stop and kind of didn't look like the others and wasn't able to have the crack like them, which wasn't the case, but it was in my head. But then it was I put a lot of weight on over 2 years and started drinking a lot as well. And then I suppose after that, it was I went on holiday and I saw a picture, and the picture kind of just gave me a kick up the arse to make a phone call to somebody, and I got a friend to bring me to a gym. And then I suppose going from being fit the whole time when I was growing up to not doing anything and then finding my love again for it when someone showed me the way, that was my growth back into fitness. So after going from that into, I suppose, losing a little bit of weight again, I kind of found a passion for it and figured out that this is what I was kind of good at. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I left school. I didn't want to go to college because I wasn't, I suppose, a person that could sit behind a desk. I wasn't someone that was going to be sitting behind a computer my whole life, and it was going to be a hands-on job that I was going to be good at. So when I left school originally, I thought mechanics or working as an electrician was probably what I was going to do. But that never kind of happened, and there was nowhere to get an apprenticeship as such. But I kind of went back to what I loved when I was growing up, and I went and I did a course somewhere else, and then it was taking a long, long time, and it was 3-hour days, and you just kind of get fed up of sitting around doing nothing. And I found Sean on Facebook. I suppose it would have been way back when live videos weren't even invented, I don't think, on Facebook. Nope. It was just a message that was on Facebook, and it was from Sean. And I just sent him a little message, and the next day he had me down in the office with him, having a quick chat about what I wanted and where I was going to go with this. And I told him my story and everything, and he said I'd be a perfect fit for it, and that he could change, I suppose, my thoughts of not going to college and bringing it to this was the way I was supposed to go in life.
Cool beans, Owen. So I suppose that was how you got to elite, wasn't it? So it's kind of like, if I was to recap that real quickly, it was like played a lot of sports as a youngster, got injured, you felt like you kind of fell out of the clique, you were excluded. One thing led to another. You know, you're fucking into your early 20s, a lot of drinking, went on holidays, seen the picture, said, oh, fuck, you wanted to do something about it. Said to yourself, fuck me, I'm not sitting behind a desk. You really kind of kindled your passion, your love for fitness, which led you to do a course, but that course wasn't really what you expected, which led you to elite. Is that about right?
That's it. I didn't want to be dancing around in spandex, to be honest, with that other thing. So I wanted actual I suppose, full-on experience of what I could do in the industry, and it wasn't that. I wasn't getting that from the other place. But when I went and saw even the fit out back then, I knew that this was hands-on, and that's where I needed to be.
Sweet. 1 second, boys. Sean, you take over there.
Yeah, cool. Well, Owen, one of the things I heard you say there, which, you know, flicked something in my head, was the normal route or the college sort of thing, that didn't really do it for you.
No, so I suppose the normal thing for a lot of people coming out of secondary school would be filling out your CAO in 6th year for your leaving cert and doing that kind of stuff, and you have your parents on your back the whole time, and of course they're only looking out for you and want the best for you, but sometimes college isn't what you need. I suppose I was in that situation where I was trying to battle with my parents, I suppose, to say that I don't want to go to college. It's not for me. I don't want to sit behind a desk. I'm a more hands-on person, but it was kind of, I suppose, everyone thinks that they have to go down that route to get a good job, to have a good lifestyle, to have, I suppose, freedom, to have a good life, and to be able to, I suppose, everyone at the end of the day wants to have the nice things and go on all the holidays and everything like that. And I suppose what the thoughts that go through people's heads when they're leaving school is, if I don't go to college, I won't be able to afford these things.
Yeah. Like that's the thought. It's like, or that's the narrative. It's like you go to school, you get good grades, you go to university, you get a degree, and that guarantees you get a good job, and then, you know, happiness. And
That's it, yeah.
you want to try something else, oh, that's fucking dangerous. You're risking losing all this shit. You're risking losing your happiness. And, you know, that can make you stuck where you're going like, fuck, that just doesn't sound like me. But everybody's telling me it's risky to go this other way. And fuck, it is risky. I mean, some people make it, some people don't. That's a choice you've got to take. So at what point did you say, I'm fucking going balls deep in this thing, I'm getting into this?
I suppose the day that I actually decided that I was going to go balls deep in it was, I had done a day on site out at the new Tree Arena for doing an apprenticeship, and the jobs that they had us doing, rolling cable up 20 flights of stairs, I was like, fuck this is not what I want to do for hands-on. Like, I know that I'm good at sports and that is where I want to be. So I did one day there and that was it. I was like, fuck this, I'm gone. Just left, and I was like, I know that I'm good at sports and that's where I'm going to focus my career on.
Fucking cool.
Hands-on, but not that fucking hands-on.
Well, this is an interesting point though, because like you then followed what you knew was the real route for you, right? But like, we're not going to pretend here, you and I, that this was fucking easy, because you got into fitness. Yeah, you came and you did a course with Elite, but that wasn't all plain sailing. When you went out into the marketplace, went out into the industry, what happened then?
Okay, so like I finished in Elite in 2012. I suppose like there wasn't as many gyms as there is now out there, and it was hard to get into anywhere, get your foot in the door. It was hard, unless you had someone that was going to back you or whatever and open your own place. But I ended up going into doing an internship in a commercial gym, and it was for free, and I did 9 months there, and it was, I suppose I did learn a few things there, but it was more doing sales for somebody else, cleaning toilets, taking classes, kind of not doing what my full potential was. Right. I was up there and I was working for free. Yes, I did learn a bit and I did my stint there, but that's not what I wanted. That's not where I could show people what I wanted to show them.
Gotcha.
But then after that, I suppose I opened to Elevate in a field in doing boot camps. that's how Elevate started, was out in the field in Killiney there and just doing boot camps for friends, and then friends passed on the word, and then it kind of grew a bit. And I suppose bad weather then came in and they kind of shut everything down again. So that would have been the end of 2013. And then 2014, I actually got an opportunity in another gym to rent a space off them. So that's where really Elevate kind of actually started growing.
Okay.
From there, I suppose I was there for a year. The place got sold and we all got kind of got booted out of the place with very little notice. And that brought us then, I suppose, to 2015, where I eventually found, it took me 3 months to find somewhere. So again, Elevate had to shut its doors for another 3 months. And we found a unit in Dean's Grange that was, I suppose, overheads were massive compared to what I was paying beforehand. And we came in and we just kind of started, we had brought most of the crew that we had from Dundrum and brought them here, and they're kind of, we have about 10 that are still with us. So we kind of took it from there, and it was, now I'm not going to say that it was easy to open somewhere. It's not fucking easy to open anywhere, because it's a lot of expense, it's a lot of overheads. And as the title of this says, I was taking money off a credit card and paying rent with it to start off. It was tough.
Fucking hell. I mean, it must have been a lot of worry and frustration and like, is this fucking working?
It was, I suppose, the first year, it was a lot of take money from credit cards and putting on to pay the rent and stuff like that. It was because I suppose I didn't have any idea what I was at. I was kind of just winging it. But it was like, I suppose I was relying on my girlfriend to kind of pay for the two of us to live. And I suppose I was relying on my parents a bit as well when I was living at home and stuff like that. And I suppose it was a big thing about, I suppose, I didn't want to let people down as well. That it was, I didn't want to seem like a failure to people, that I've gone this other route and it hasn't worked. I suppose that would give people, I suppose, haha, I told you that wouldn't work.
Exactly.
So I wanted to prove something. And I suppose, as I said to yourself, Sean, there was one day that my card bounced and I was bringing the girlfriend out for her dinner for her birthday, and the card bounced. And that was really when I got the kick up the arse that I needed to ask for help. And I suppose I found you guys again.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty fucking powerful story there. So like, there you are trying to make shit happen, which is not fucking easy. And some of the things you described there about the setbacks, they're very illustrative of the kind of thing that happens normally to anybody who's trying to become an entrepreneur. Setbacks happen. Landlords kick you out. Some landlords go broke. Your thing goes in a NAMA. And the next thing you know, it's like, listen, sorry, you got to find somewhere else. Shit happens. It's outside of your control. But the only thing we can control in that situation is your reaction. You either car away from it, fucking avoid it and hope it goes away, or you've tackled it head on. You tackled all this shit head on, Owen. And then...
Yeah, I suppose there's a fear of failure there, and I didn't want to fail. And that was my thing. I didn't want to seem like I'd let people down, that I'd, obviously, again, the college thing, that I didn't go the right way. And I just wanted to kind of show that I am valuable, I'm worth something to what I've done as well.
Yeah, get you. Okay. So all this shit's going on, and then you don't want to be a fucking failure. You don't want to be a letdown. You don't want anybody to say, told you so. Why the fuck did you try that? We told you. You should have just went and done the university thing and got a degree, got a good job, or stayed on it. Like, you fucked up because, you know, we knew better than you, and you didn't want that to happen because you had more potential. You felt like you had more to offer because you were driven by this idea that you could help people take the actions they need to take to elevate their sense of direction. And am I right there? Or what's your way?
Yeah. So I suppose it goes back to, I suppose, when I was kind of overweight and stuff like that, I lost all sense of direction. I lost all sense of purpose. like I was sitting at home doing nothing and kind of just stuffing my face, and I suppose it took me to ask for help to get myself out of that. And once I found that I was actually good at getting kind of back into shape and good at taking instruction and actually learning, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help people get out of the rut that I was in and give them direction and give them purpose.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, look, tell us what the turning point was, because like you said, when it was with weight and stuff, you asked for help. Now you're struggling in business, and you were saying you flicked through this Facebook group. Actually, the people who are watching this video, and you were flicking through that, and what happened there?
So I suppose it was the week and beforehand. It was my girlfriend's birthday, and I was bringing her out for dinner, and she had been covering for us for a while. And then I was my treat, whatever. And we went up to pay. Well, I went up to pay, and my card bounced. And I checked, and I was in overdraft, and my credit card was overdrawn, and there was just no money. There was no money there. So I was like, "Oh fuck, this is embarrassing. I can't even bring her out for one dinner. I need to get my act together." Like, that was really when I was like, I need help. If I don't do this, I'm going to be gone by the end of the year. There's only so much shit you can take, but I didn't want to be letting her down.
Yeah.
So it was then, that was the real turning point, was you can't even afford a dinner. What the fuck are you at?
Fuck.
So.
Fuck. Okay, so there you are. You've got to kick up the hole. You're fucking at the point where you're going to do something about this, and you were ready to ask for help. You saw, and I suppose, were you skeptical when you seen that, take our 75 grand funnel? What did you?
Yeah, well, I had no idea what a funnel was. All I saw was take our 75k funnel for free. So that got me. That got me. And then I was at the event, and we talked about funnels and everything like that, but I had no idea how to use them or where to put them or anything like that. So I had no idea how to use anything effectively. And then you showed us a couple of things that day, and I was like blown away. And I even said, I think we remember saying it to you, I need this. I can't stay, Sean, but I need this. And you rang me the next day.
Okay, so rather, by the way, this is not a fucking sales pitch for coaching right here. We're just trying to find out the thing. I don't want this to seem like this. I mean, so what? Well, look, that was your turning point. You were just like, "Fuck this! I'm going to do something." Now we have been working on your business. What has happened? What's changed now from where you're paying for shit on credit cards? Even your rent and shit. You're overdrawn on both of them. You can't afford a dinner. Go to a fucking marketing event. See what you're missing. What did you see that you were missing at that event?
Everything. I had zero systems in place. I wouldn't have been able to predict what was going to come in every month, or how many members we had, or how to keep members, keeping them happy. It was just a case that whoever came to me and said, I'll give you this money for this amount of training, I'd say yes. I had no product. I had no pricing structure. I had nothing in place. So it was a lot of winging it. It was winging it.
Okay.
And then it was just kind of asking for the help from yourselves. I know it's not a sales pitch for coaching, but asking for the help made the difference. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, look, you're asking a different kind of help now at the minute, because let's talk about your opportunity. You've got an opportunity now for somebody to come into your business. You're looking for somebody to join your team, right?
Yeah, we're looking for another coach to add to the team.
Okay. And when is this a position available?
This position is available come January. So I suppose we've got 5 weeks left in the year, but this opportunity will start the first week of January.
Okay, so
we're looking for someone straight away.
Okay, fucking deadly. Okay, what would somebody do if they feel like, or who are you looking for? What kind of dude are you looking for?
We're looking for someone that is, I suppose, good crack. Straight away, they have to be able to have crack. If you can't have crack, you're not good for this gym. We're looking for someone that's reliable, that's good, obviously a good coach that's, I suppose, good with people, and that is just willing to learn and take the way we do things here as well and work with that.
Gotcha. That's straightforward, dude.
Yeah.
Himself. Okay, what do they do if they want to apply?
Just send your CV with a cover note to elevate or info@elevatefitness.ie. So it's ELEV the figure 8 fitness.ie.
I'm going to put that on our on-screen update. You can question away while I'm writing this.
Yeah.
So apply. Go ahead, yeah, you take over while I'm writing this shit.
Yeah, I suppose I think some of the big things that is jumping out to me there is, you know, this kind of fear for people. Now, this is for everybody. This is for like the people that are watching this video and saying, "Oh fuck, I'd love the opportunity to work with Owen, but you know, I won't send them me CV because I haven't got enough experience. I haven't got this. I haven't got that." It's people watching this video that said, "Oh fuck, I'd love to go to elite." But they'll come up with all these excuses. Why not? You know, I'd love to ask the lads for help. But, and it's like, really, it's like, two of the things they're saying there that jumped out to me was like fear of failure and then fear of letting people down. Like, people have expectations, or you perceive people have expectations of you. And we fucking paralyze ourselves into making zero movement, zero action because we don't want to let people down, or we're afraid of what people might think about us, could think about us, what might happen, what mightn't happen, all these type of things, you know?
I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. And you see kind of people get out there at the start when they come out of college or come out of getting their PT certs, and they're all over Facebook and Instagram, and then it's not working for them. So then they just stop and they quit. You can see that.
Yeah. And I suppose if you've gone down the whole college route and you're fucking, let's say you're working as an accountant, and, you know, you walk in there, you're the lowest accountant, and there's 25 accountant positions above you. You know, there's a certain amount of security there, and people feel like, oh, you know, sure, I'm just going to do 2 years here, and then I'll move up to the next floor, and I'll do a year and a half there, and then I'll do this exam, and then I'll move up to the next floor. Now, for some people, that does happen. For other people, it fucking never happens. They just stay sitting behind that same shitty desk. But there's a certain comfort behind that structure, or the perceived structure, that I think a lot of people gravitate towards and end up in their 40s, their 50s, or maybe even fucking their 60s, looking back saying, fuck, what if? That's a pretty shitty position to be in, isn't it?
Like, you even see it with some of the guys that we have here in the gym, and they're doing accounting exams and they're doing solicitor exams, and they already hate it.
Yeah, they haven't even become an accountant.
And they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And it's study and hours of weeks off just sitting behind a book reading, and they're like, they hate it.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you do something that you hate for the rest of your life, or do you do something that you love for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And I think, you know, the other thing that you mentioned there, and you mentioned it on numerous occasions, is the power of reaching out and asking for someone, you know, to help, whether it's in a team setting, whether it is in a situation where you felt like you'd put on the weight and you'd gone and got help. Then, you know, you've gone and got help in terms of education. Then you've gone and got help in terms of education again, because one thing didn't really work for you. So you pivoted, you shifted, you asked for help otherwise. Then you came and asked for help for your business, and you've continued to do that. And I think, did you already mention this, Sean? You know, Owen kind of had three major takeaways, didn't he? I don't think you mentioned that yet, did you?
No, not yet. I think that would be the perfect place to go next. Jay, take him through that.
So, Owen, listen, we'll kick back to you that, because, again, a lot of people that will be watching this feed here are in the industry, maybe only getting into the industry or thinking about coming into the industry. So if you were looking back at the younger self, the younger Owen, and I mean, we might be nearly finishing up on this point, but looking back at the younger Owen, what advice would you give him?
I suppose knowing your market is one of the main things that I've learned over the last couple of years. I would have bitten anyone's hand off that came to me asking, "Can I train with you? But this is how much I'll give you." Like, I was doing that for I don't know how long, for 2 years probably, with no pricing, no product, no system, no nothing, just to get by. And it was that like knowing my market now, that who I want in my gym has changed everything. I
And
want
know-
the right people.
And knowing your worth, dude. Knowing your worth. Because it sounds like you were taking anyone at any price because you're operating from a place of scarcity. It's like, fuck, if I don't take this client right now, I don't know where the fucking next one's coming from.
That's it. And it was like, there was no way of even, I suppose that brings me on to my next point, is having the right systems in place. Like, if you don't have systems, you do not know what your predictable income is, or how many clients you actually have, or how many times they're showing up, and who's missing and who's not. And you don't have any way to kind of keep them on board as well. Like, if you're not on, I suppose, if you don't have them on a payment system, they're just going to kind of not come back. They're going to give you cash and then they'll just disappear and you'll never see them again.
That's most people's, what they think they have as a PT business, but they don't actually realize that what they've got is they've got some people giving them money, pay as you go, no predictability. And actually what they have is a really shitty job with zero predictability in what you're going to get paid or when you're going to get paid. That's not a fucking business. You know,
Yeah,
but
sorry, go on there, Sean.
yeah, but it's just that's most people. I'd say 80% of the industry are standing in the gym, waiting for the client to walk through the door, hoping that they do come through the door, to give them, you know, the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever they're charging, to give them that money. And if they don't walk in the door, they don't get fucking paid. And like that's most of the industry. They're just winging it. And they're sitting there hoping, wishing that dude doesn't go down the road to the trainer next door. Because that can happen.
I think the point that Owen made there of people starting off something that they like or they love, and then all of a sudden it's becoming a big chore for them, that can definitely happen within fitness. It's like, just because you're starting off passion for something, I mean, that passion can fairly quickly get burnt out of you if there's no results at the end of it.
Fucking right.
Big time. Sure,
So
I know.
what's the third thing, bud?
Third thing, I suppose, it's accountability. It's like having something to hold you accountable, or having someone to hold you accountable. Look, we're all coaches and we hold our clients accountable. And business is the exact same as weight loss. If you're held accountable to do the work that you're supposed to put into your business, then you're going to get the results. Exact same as weight loss.
Really? Love that one. Okay, so we've got know your market and know your worth. Then obviously get shit down on paper and have some systems in your business so you have a predictable, repeatable income every month, which is actually a business. The other is a job where you're sort of hoping that people can go and give you cash, and then get some accountability, because what you're saying there is like business is exactly the same as weight loss, in that it works best when you have a coach with a proven track record in charge of your results, right?
That's it. Everyone is, I suppose, a lot of PTs wouldn't try to invest again in themselves and learn some more stuff. Like, there's only so much you can learn from being, I suppose, going through a PT cert or whatever. You don't know the ins and out of business after that. So having people that do know that really, really boosts your chances of succeeding rather than decaying.
Daily shit, man. Well, how is business now? What are you at now?
Well, this year is 80K.
Fucking deadly.
Last year was 24. This year is 80K.
Fuck off. You quadrupled your business.
Yeah. In a year.
Quadrupled your business in a year. Doing this.
By doing the shit that works.
Holy shit balls. That's a big result. Okay. Fucking deadly. I think we're done there, Jay. I mean, I think we should finish in that bombshell or quadruple.
Yeah, look, that's a pretty solid point to finish on. And the only other thing I would say is, if there's people out there watching the video and Owen's email address is flicking across the screen there, don't be afraid to fucking take some action on it. Send the man an email and get the ball rolling.
I'll just say one last thing, guys, before I go, is we took our last coach out of Elite before she'd even finished the course, and she's still with us. So you don't have to be completely finished the course to apply.
Okay, cool. Lovely, man.
Excellent.
Having me on, guys.
Thank you very much for coming. Dudes, have a fucking great weekend, and very best of luck applying for that position.
Peace out.
GJ, everyone.